Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Holmes Movies Recommends. My name is Anders Holmes, and I'm joined by my brother Adam over Skype in America.
America, yeah, bleh is right.
America,
yeah, yeah, America. Ah!
America!
Yeah. I just, there's just it is all beyond the pale, but we can't talk about America every time.
No.
We were talking about Blade Runner last time, which is dystopian and miserable, but I want to give us some escapism this week. So you're in Denmark, the sun is shining, that's good. And we'll focus on the fact that
it's raining it's raining and it's cloudy. The sun is gone.
The
Summer
sun
is over.
Was shining when we last spoke, and in much of the world things are uncertain and terrible, but they're not as terrible as they are here. So, focus on the positives. And I wanted to give people a chance to have some escapism this week. And so I'm recommending the
Transformers
comedy classic from 1955, directed by Melvin Frank and Norman Panama, The Court Jester, starring the incomparable Danny Kaye.
I haven't seen this movie, or I don't think I've actually heard of this movie.
It is as classic sort of Hollywood as they come in some ways. It's Technicolor. It takes place in medieval England, but the landscape is clearly that of Southern California, including the Pacific Ocean. So it's a little bit like the Gene Kelly Three Musketeers. It has the costumes, it has the fake sets, it has the songs and the dance sequences. It's truly a piece of absolute candy floss from this era, and the Men in Tights style.
We're men.
Humor,
tights.
I think Men in Tights definitely owes a debt to this film. It's got a fantastic cast. You've got Danny Kaye, you've got Glynis Johns of Mary Poppins fame. You have your Basil Rathbone is in there. Angela Lansbury is
quite a stacked cast
there.
with Basil Rathbone and Angela Lansbury.
Right, exactly. And John Carradine makes an appearance. Michael Pate. It is. It's full of fun. So, so essentially, you've got this evil, knight played by Basil Rathbone, who's sort of exerting undue influence on the king, played by Cecil Parker, King Roderick, and there's a resistance movement, which is a sort of Robin Hood style, dwelling in the forest kind of thing. And Danny Kaye is essentially plays Hubert, who's essentially the sort of the entertainer, and but he gets one way or another involved in a plot to go undercover as Giacomo, the Joker, the new jester for the king, but who's also been hired as an assassin. So Giacomo's not only a great jester, he's also an assassin. But so the whole film, so he goes to the court to pretend to be Giacomo.
Okay.
Not knowing that he's also been hired to do some assassinating, but he's thinking he can just be there to be undercover.
It sounds very Shakespearean. It sounds like it sounds like the comedy play that Shakespeare forgot to write before he died.
Right. It's not quite at that level, but it is. But it basically, it's all these. There are all these mysterious. There are all these misunderstandings and intricate things, and no one knows everything. And so there are the whole thing is built on the comedy of errors and misunderstanding. Obviously, with Basil Rathbone playing the kind of the classic baddie. With such like perfect kind of relish and deadpan. He's not there to be funny, he's just there to be evil. But you also have a really great turn from Mildred Natwick, who you'll know from she wore a yellow ribbon. She's the sort of older wife of the commanding officer in that film.
Oh
She
yeah, I
plays
remember
this
her.
sort
I
of
remember
witch, and she gives Hubert a potion, or Giacomo a potion at some point that affects his personality and makes him fall in love with the princess, who's played by Angela Lansbury, even though he's really in love with Glynis John's character, which leads to some hilarious parts as well. It is just it's a film that cannot leave a joke alone. Like every single, like airplane. Like airplane doesn't miss a joke. Yeah, aeroplane.
It's the English remake of Airplane.
Yeah.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't curl me, Shirley.
Curl you?
Call me. I fucked up the joke.
You did. You fucked it up. To
be fair, if they did,
but they don't fuck up. They don't fuck up the jokes in the Court Jester. It is delightful, and it's also that thing of like, oh my God, like what the fuck is going on? There is a moment there is a joust, and one of the cups that is presented to the jousting knights, one of whom is of course Hubert, Danny Kaye, has poison in it, and he has to remember which one it is, and there is this rhyme which is like
sounds nuts.
The vessel with the pestle has the brew that is true, and the chalice with the palace has the something, and the poison.
Some like real Princess Bride shit going on in this movie.
Yeah, they have to remember this, and it's so funny, and it is, it's completely like of its time. This film is not like Blade Runner is concerned with the ideas, issues of class and racism and climate change and corporations and is a bleak vision of a future to come. This is a film that is only concerned with the idea of love, of good and evil conveyed in a very gentle fashion, and with a medieval history created entirely by Hollywood. There is nothing but like fun and silliness in this movie, and so I think it's a perfect film for right now. And
need some genuine laughs. Need some genuine laughs these days.
Yeah, people should maybe get like moderately stoned and watch this. I would think it would be quite good, or just have like just a small amount of a nice amount of wine and just sit back and watch this movie and just forget about your troubles, because it's just total cake. Like it is just fun, and I'm not going to make any claims to say that this is any kind of great and enduring movie. It's just incredibly well done. I mean, Danny Kaye had this huge background in vaudeville, and he is a consummate performer. He reminds me of what's his name? Is it Danny O'Connor in Singing in the Rain?
I think it is Danny. Sorry, I think it is Danny O'Connor. Yeah. Just quickly,
he epitomizes the sort of the make 'em laugh.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
Donald O'Connor, excuse me.
Donald O'Connor,
yeah. And
give me a raise.
But yeah, it's just it's a film that is it's completely what it should be, and it's no more and no less. So I think I'll keep it short and just say, if you want a giggle, and if you fancy something a little different, if you want to know where Mel Brooks maybe got some of his ideas from Men in Tights, go back and watch 1955's The Court Jester.
Sounds good. Yeah, I think the Marx Brothers, they came from vaudeville as well, didn't they?
Andy, I just ended the podcast.
Okay.
Now let's keep talking.
Well, I was just like, there was a little point. Okay, but I think.
I just said I'm going to keep it short. Just a hint that we're coming to an end, and I said, and I think people should go and watch 1955's The Court Jester. And then you were like, on a different subject, I think we should go. I have things to do.
All right. Okay. Fine. All right. Well, enough of that. Court Jester, go watch it. Where can people find it?
Good question. Okay, so it looks like you can rent or buy it on iTunes. Amazon in the US. Yes, you can get it on Amazon in the US as well.
Yes.
It was briefly on the Criterion collection, on the Criterion channel. I don't know if it still is, but it should be pretty widely available.
Okay. No, well, I'll definitely try and see if it's on iTunes and give it a rent, maybe.
Honestly, I think you would enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like something I probably would like. I do like those kind of manic movies like that. I think that'd be really good fun.
Yeah, it is totally manic, and I think it's about an hour and 20 minutes as well, and it feels twice as long.
Nice.
So there's so much packed in.
Yeah, it does sound like theater craziness, and I've seen a lot of that, so I think I'd definitely like it. So that sounds that's a good recommendation.
Well, thank you.
Have a cookie.
I will.
Yes. Well, that concludes another episode of the Holmes Movies. Sorry, let me do that again. That concludes another episode of. Sorry.
Why can't we escape this podcast? I ended it 10 minutes ago.
No, you didn't. You ended it 2 minutes ago. I'm keeping time on the machine I have here.
I know.
Okay. It's a joke. Tell your face.
It's not a good joke. I said 10 minutes of comic exaggeration, right? That was the joke. That was the joke. I made the joke. I said.
Yeah.
What is that reference from?
It's a. I can't remember. It's a guy who performed at the Apollo in London some years ago. I forgot the name.
Right, so you're using someone else's stupid fucking quote that you can't even remember properly, and so I made a joke. I said this is over exaggerating, the time for comic effect, and saying I said this 10 minutes ago, and you said it happened 2 minutes ago, like you're Rain Man, and then you tell me that you made a joke.
For someone who wants to end the podcast, you do seem to be dragging it out with your ranting.
That's always been the case.
Yeah. Well, anyway. We're ending it now.
We're ending it. This is the last episode of Holmes Movies.
It's the last episode, yeah.
If you want any movies to watch after this, you fucking find them yourself because we're done.
Have a good day, guys. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Bye.